tank of gas. Does he boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass?
Welcome back to the FAFO Podcast. I know. I've heard it. I've heard the comments. Y'all written me enough messages. I'm not wearing the cowboy hat. It's because I started wearing these damn headphones. Guys, I got to be able to hear what's going on. And it makes the sound so much better, right? Our quality is a lot better. There's a reason. In my cowboy hat, it just ain't going to fit. It ain't going to work. So I have to do without it right now. You just got to use your imagination. It's going to be okay. Because today I got a great guest. My guest today is a country music artist, outdoorsman, television host, businessman, and a guy who can actually say he's lived a lot of the things country singers write songs about. Right? You get it? Dave McElroy grew up in Wisconsin hunting, fishing, working on farm equipment with his dad, and learning the value of faith, family, and hard work. He eventually took that background into country music, became a CMA Music Fest Breakout Artist of the Year, landed on the Billboard and Music Row charts, generated more than 6 million streams, and even took his love of the outdoors to television with HangTime with Dave McElroy. There's a lot to unpack here. So, Dave, welcome to the FAFO Podcast.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Chad?
Man, I'm great now. I get to actually talk to you. So
Yeah, right. So now you were saying you're down in that Mississippi humidity right now.
Oh my God, yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's thick. It is thick.
Oh, dude.
I had a show in Mississippi. I played a festival down there, and it was a 3-shirt show. It was like it was like I was the headliner. I got on about 9:30, whatever it was, and I was soaked through my first shirt in about 20 minutes. so I'm like, son of a bitch. So I had to wait another 30 minutes for my band to get into a song where they were vamping, and they shot off stage, threw on another shirt, new hat. It was hilarious.
Last another 20 minutes until you have to do it all over again.
Yeah, 3 shirts that show. So at the end, you meet people and all that kind of stuff. And so I had to put on a fresh one for that, so that,
It's tough.
So, well, it's the same way in Nashville, man. It's like we were talking about before we got on that, June jumps around and you walk outdoors and it hits you like a freight train. I mean, it's not necessarily the heat, the humidity. It's so thick. You could drill a nail into it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So
it's like Satan just decided, hey, I'm going to stop here, bend over, drop one right here and leave. And that's how it is here.
I was literally in a text with one of my buddies. I'm out in Vegas now, and I split my time between here in Nashville, and it was 114. It was 113 degrees out. My son says, "Let's go golfing." So we go golfing, and we get on this course, and there is not one shade tree on the whole course.
Oh,
so
wow.
We're just pounding water. So I'm on a text with my buddy after, and I said, dude, it was hotter than Satan's nutsack out here.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Yeah. It was crazy, man. Yeah.
It's amazing.
We're in the thick of it for sure.
We are. But you know what? In a few months, the best time of the year is right around the corner.
Oh,
it's getting here.
Oh, yeah. Fall time, hunting season.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the best.
Dude, so when I was doing some research on you, I was like, okay, I need to find out more about Dave. And so I pulled up your first single, all right, my trucker hat. I love that video. I love that video, by the way.
Trucker hat? Yeah.
Trucker hat's a great video.
That's actually me in the combine, or in the it is combine, but that was me on the equipment actually tilling the ground. The cultivator, excuse me.
Oh, really?
So that was me in there dropping the wings. I mean, I grew up around that stuff. So I was actually cultivating this guy's field for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was so well done and so well shot.
Thanks, man. It's funny because my label, they're like, we want to see your fun side. We want to see that side. I said, well, if you want to see that, then you got to let me go home and film some. So I filmed Chill first. And I went and we shot on Lake Minnetonka, and it's this big, humongous lake. It's known for fishing and partying and all that stuff. And so we went out there with a bunch of my friends and we filmed that. And we had the #1 and #2 female wake surfers in the country in that video. And then they loved it so much, he got like millions of views. And so like, okay, you can do the next one too. I said, damn right, I'm gonna do the next one. So I called a bunch of my friends with trucks and a bunch of people that I knew, and I said, let's go, and reached out to a local farmer that we knew real well. And I said, hey, do you mind if we use your field? And he goes, how to run this cultivator? I said, hell yeah. He goes, because you can start, you can because we had a scene where I wanted to be cultivating field, and he says, you can do this 40 right here. And I said, great, let's go. And so, yeah, it was really fun.
Well, you can tell the authenticity. It looked like y'all were just having a damn good time. I mean, regardless.
If we're not having a good time, what's the point? And we did. We had a blast. We had a little after party. It was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
It looked like, I'm like, if I was ever going to be a part of a video shoot, that's probably one of the ones I would want to be a part of, because it's just like usually you can see an extra or somebody just out kind of just being around, but everybody just were so into it and just having a great time.
Dude, these are down home people. I mean, we were just having a blast. Like, this is our real lives, and so it was just a good time. And then, like, at the end, you see me slap hands with that big dude that comes in.
The giant.
The giant. Yeah. Anybody makes me look like a giant. I'm like, in my boots, I'm 6 foot. I'm like 5'11", stretching the shit out of my neck. But that's Chad Greenway, Pro Bowler from the Minnesota Vikings, who's a buddy of mine. And so he was at the end of the video. He came in, and it was really fun.
That was Chad Greenway?
Yeah.
I did not even know that. Now I got to go back and look again. I did not even know that.
Go back and watch it again. Yeah. So I actually made it a point to get he's part of Grey Duck Vodka. So I made it a point to get, it's a corn made vodka. And so I made it a point to get the bottles of that in the video. And you'll see Grey Duck show up in different parts of the video. It's kind of funny. But
that means I got to get a bottle of vodka. Sounds like, or if we could get it down here. I don't know if we can. I don't know where it's distributed. I have to check.
It's getting wider and wider across the country right now. So yeah. But anyway, so that was Chad at the end of the video. It's pretty fun.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, I would not have known that. I just saw a giant human, and that's kind of what I saw when you're there greeting him and stuff. So that was cool as hell, though. That was pretty cool.
It was just a fun scene. It was natural. See, that's the thing, is that even on my hunting and fishing show, I wanted everything to be real. I wanted it to be natural. I wanted it to be, so we were the most real show out there. Like, we did not do retakes. We did not, like, if you missed a shot, you missed a shot. We didn't do, like, pull another bird that got killed on a pheasant hunt when that's not the one you shot at. Like, whatever is on TV is what really happened. And because there's a lot of these shows that they just fake, they manufacture shots, and it's not authentic, and it's not, I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's not going to be my show. And I mean, to the point where I embarrassed myself on national television. We had the number 3 rated hunting and fishing show on TV, and I had to go on TV at the end of this episode. I had a turkey come in at 20 yards. I mean, a chip shot, right? Absolute chip shot. And right before, so I would bring on celebrity guests onto my show. So, guys I know from the NFL and from the NHL and Major League Baseball and WNBA and all this stuff, So right before I'm leaving, I'm literally walking out the door of the airport, walking out there, all my stuff's packed. He goes, bro, can you bring a shotgun for me? Because I'm like, what? Because he's flying up. So I run upstairs to my safe, grab a shotgun, boom, throw it in my case, off I go. So we get to the show, and my thing was, I always want the guests to get something first, right? So they always have first shot and all that. So I give him my gun. He's off in his area, and I'm in my area. I take the second gun. And so he's got a really nice gun that has the proper choke in it. The gun I grabbed. So I had to do this whole freaking thing, this mea culpa, at the end of that thing saying, hey, yeah, I was in a rush, but you still check your equipment before you leave. And I had absolutely the wrong choke around it. So I literally shot a circle around this turkey that was 20 yards in front of me. And it was like, dude, it was like a 13-inch beard. You could see his spurs from like a mile away. I'm like, oh, this thing is so sweet. I'm going to crush it, Dude, so I had to go, listen, you got to check your equipment. And I'm a fiend for checking my equipment. But in my rush, I forgot to change out the choke on that tube. And, so needless to say, I didn't get that turkey.
But that's what makes it great, though. I love stuff like that. I like transparency. I don't like trying to cover things up and obfuscate and do all these other. I like that. To me, that makes a much better show. Because I did check out a couple of your episodes, dude. When y'all are hog hunting in that helicopter, and y'all was in, that was in Central Texas, right? That was down in Texas somewhere, right?
That was in Cologne, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, y'all were. I was like, dude, this is cool.
Yeah.
I've been hog hunting, but that was badass.
Oh, it was so much fun. We were using like number 6 and then, an AR, and it was awesome. I mean, and the guest I had on that show was a beast. So the number 1 female wake surfer in the country. That's the one that was in the video for Chill. That was her.
Oh, really?
That was her in that video. She's just like a sniper. I'm like, holy nuts. No. Like anything she puts her mind to, she can conquer, and I'm just like, okay, I better not miss. Because she's cleaning up over here.
How was she? I mean, how much she enjoyed after y'all are done and you're doing that and how did she enjoy that experience?
Her exact words were, "Oh my gosh, that was so rad."
that tracks. That's good. Yeah.
It tracks, right? Yeah.
That's perfect.
Well, she shows up too, and she's got she knows she's going on this hog hunt. We fly out there with this stuff, and she brings this little plastic pink pig, and she's like, keeps squeezing. It's like oink 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 oink.
Yeah, I got a good shot of that pig too.
Oh yeah. She's like, yeah. I brought her mascot for the weekend. I'm like, what? It was hilarious. Yeah,
that's good stuff.
She's just like a good human being. Her husband's like super great. They're raising their kids right, and they're just good, down to earth Minnesota people. They're just good people. So
and here's what I love about people like you. And I say that, but this is just as a reference point. I love rural folk and country people, and I just like good people. But country people and rural folk are some of the best people, regardless. And I think I lost you. Did we lose Dave? We were talking about transparency, folks. This is it. Technology. That is the first time that's happened on the show. It is the first time this has happened on this show. I hope we can get Dave back, because that was turning out. This is a great conversation. And I am so serious, by the way. You guys need to check out Hanging with Dave. He has such a great show. I absolutely love it. And that episode we were talking about with the hog hunting, dude, it's so good. It is so good. Them sitting there and picking those suckers apart. Boy, here we go.
Hey,
we got everybody? Him back. We got him back.
I don't know what the hell happened there. I was just like, bloop, gone, shit.
Yeah.
So you were saying something about down home folk.
Yeah, rural people, country folk. I mean, I think they're just some of the best people, because we make friends everywhere.
Oh,
we don't care who you are. Like, if you're just a good human, it's like, come on in, join the family. Let's go.
100%. And the thing about it is, like, they are the sweetest, most welcoming people. I was thinking about this yesterday. If you need help, there's nobody better than country folk for lending a hand.
That's right.
Because they feel empathy, and that's the way they're raised, right? Somebody breaks a leg, you go help that farmer with his works. The flu hits. I remember once I got a call from a buddy of mine. I was living in Minneapolis, and his brother's whole family got the flu. So we dropped everything. I had a company running, and I got with my foreman. I said, listen, guys, the week's work. Let's get it done. I'll stay in touch. And my buddy and I, who was my ops manager, and I took off, went down and ran the farm for a week. He had a dairy farm. So we went down and ran the dairy farm for a week, and it's just how it goes. I mean, it's just, and all the local farmers are there for each other, and that's just how it works.
Which I love it. So let's get into you here and get into the music, because you grew up farming and hunting and all this fun stuff. Yeah. And so it's just a way of life. But how did you transition into music? Where did that love of music come from? Has it always been there?
Oh, it's always been there. It's funny because the first time I can truly remember loving music, or like having it affect my soul, let's call it, was my great uncle was listening to a Louis Armstrong album. and I was mesmerized by it. And I went and sat down to him, listened to the whole thing. And my mom saw that. And being a good mom, she went out and got me some books and a video on Louis Armstrong.
Ooh.
And then, so that I could see the pad. Now I get to see him playing, right? And his cheeks are out to here and he's sweating like mad. He's playing it like with the passion he was playing with. And in his gravelly tone of his voice, whatever. And which is funny because that's what ended up separating me from all the other artists when I broke out. There was a time that if a song came out, it could have been one of 8 different artists. And you would have no idea who it was until the DJ told you who it was, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, and so then I come through with my gravelly voice, and that's what separated me from the rest of the pack. Now you got like Luke Combs, and of course, the legendary I'm thinking about some bitches right on the tip of my tongue. Chris Stapleton, right? With his, so those guys then came out shortly thereafter. And, but it was that was my first musical influence. Now, when I started my love of country comes from the get-go. My dad was a huge country fan. And it was funny because every morning my dad would knock 3 times on my door. And this started when I was like 11 years old. I started working when I was 10 because you're part of the family, so you work.
Yeah.
But at 11, my dad would knock 3 times on my door between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. And he'd say all he would say is half hour. That meant I have a half hour to get up, get dressed, brush my teeth, make my lunch, eat my breakfast, and be out the door with them. And we'd walk out the door. We wouldn't say a thing. We walk out the door. We go to the truck. My dad had this old truck with a 8-track player in it, and he would take a big drink every morning. He stopped by his car door and he'd take a big drink out of his coffee, so when he set it on the floorboard, it wouldn't slosh around. And I just remember the smell of the coffee. And we'd get in the truck, and he'd put in one of the greats like Loretta Lynn or somebody, and then he'd just kind of look over and he'd smile. And then that was it. We drive to work. So, and it's a great memory for me with my dad. It's a wonderful memory that I have with him. And so it's pretty awesome. But that's where my country roots started, was my dad was listening to it from the time I was born on, and so,
yeah.
But there's other influences that came into my music, I learned to fluctuate my voice singing Stevie Wonder songs. That's how I learned. That's how I.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That will do it.
Yeah. I learned to fluctuate my voice singing Stevie Wonder, and then rock and roll came in. Then Van Halen came in, and all those guys came in.
Oh man.
Still, and so you'll hear, like, I'm true blue country, but you'll hear other influences in my music. So my very first single that we ever released, By God's Hand Alone, went top 40. And it starts out with kind of a reggae vibe. It's like do 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 do. You can almost hear the kettle drums. You know what I mean? The barrel drums. It's like, so, you'll hear other influences, but then it's straight up country. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a song that's basically AC/DC meets country. And I do it live, and the crowd goes crazy for it, but I haven't released it yet. We're gonna release it. It'll be on the album coming out this spring. But and it's basically, I wrote it because a buddy of mine was telling me how he worked at a factory and he felt like his boss just had his thumb on him. He's kind of locked into the job. He needed to keep the job, and his boss knew it and was just, really putting him through the ringer. And he would just blow out all of his steam by cranking up music on the way home. You know what I mean? And then you get home and you continue to do the same thing and crack a beer and just check out of the day. So I wrote a song about it. You want to hear part of it?
Heck
I'll give you a sweet taste, a little taste.
Let's go.
There, let me pull it up for you. Hold on a second here. So this is so it starts out real boom, 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 and so this will get released. So your audience will be the first people ever to hear a cut of this song.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so this is kind of cool. So hold on a second. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Find it. Where are you, Fly? It's called Fly. And it's here we go. All right. So this is what it sounds like.
That's got a hell of a good beat to it.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh. So when's that coming out?
We'll probably release that, I would say, in the spring, and then we'll release the album shortly thereafter. So we got a couple other songs we're gonna release before that. But yeah, it's just a banging tune, and it's country, man. It's like the whole theme is country.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Trucker had when I was listening to that, I was like, this has a hell of a beat to it. And it's real catchy, real quick. I mean, it doesn't waste any time.
Yeah, it just jumps into it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does, and which is really awesome about that song.
Well, the reality is you've got 15 seconds to catch whoever's listening's attention, or they're moving on to the next song.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
100%.
So and some of my songs take a little bit longer to warm up. Like I just wrote a song about the passing of my mother-in-law through the eyes of my father-in-law. And it took me, we lost her going on close to 17 years ago. And it took me 14 years to write the song.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it's kind of a return to classic country for me. And, but man, it sounds like a breakup song at first, but when you get into it, you realize it's a song about loss. And so we're actually going to release that one 2 songs from now. Then we'll probably release Fly, and then we'll release the album. So.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. And you're in Vegas now. We talked about that at the beginning of it. So are you performing out there tonight? Or, I mean, you got a series lined up? What are you doing?
No, not tonight, but I've got a residency coming up next year out here in Vegas. About this time next year, residency starts, so that'll be really cool. So we'll be crushing some shows out here, which will be a blast. And there's some more stuff. We can get it. If you give me about 3 months, we'll get back on the podcast. I'm gonna drop some major news on you. So
I can't wait.
There's a place here in Vegas that is going to be the place to party your country ass off here in Vegas. That's all like I can say for now.
That sounds like a hell of a reason for me to go to Vegas for my first time. I've never been.
Oh, you'll love it.
I've never been, but that sounds like a reason to go.
Yeah. Word of advice, come in the fall, which is the most beautiful time of year here, and pace yourself. Pace yourself.
Well, yeah. You're asking a lot, Dave.
Yeah, I can tell I'm going to be in for a long visit. Dave, I'm in town. Let's go. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Like, dude, you said it.
Yeah,
I didn't believe it.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you something about Nashville. It's hilarious because it's like people will roll into Nashville. We'll see them. We're leaving town on like a Wednesday. We're flying out for shows or whatever. And I never fly on the day that we're performing, right? So if it's Thursday, we're flying out. People are coming into town, and you see them, they're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And this happened to us more than once. And then we're flying back into town on like a Monday after our Sunday show or whatever, fly back into town, and you bump into the same group, and they literally look like they're dead, but somehow still walking.
Yeah.
Like they've aged 10 years, you know? And it's just like, oh my God, how are you standing right now to get to your plane? It's amazing. People in Nashville and Vegas are 2 places where, you know, but they're calling Vegas, you know, it's the new Nashville out here right now. This is a country town. This is all horse farms 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you circled the city, it's all horse ranches.
Really? I did not know that. That is interesting.
Oh yeah. This is a country town for sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. But yeah. So I got a couple of moments. I'm like, okay, FAFO. I gotta have a couple of moments in my
you do.
You know.
I was gonna ask.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick out. I'm like, think of 2 of them. Like, okay. So I remember in high school, and I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter, but I've always been a big guy, and I've always been somewhat intimidating in nature, you know.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. I'm like the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Like literally written down the back of all my merchandise, it says "Living life one laugh at a time," right? But when I needed to stand up, I could, you know. So I'm in high school, and this all-out brawl breaks out between the two schools. Like everybody's on the floor. And I'm like, oh, come on right now, And then I see this big dude come up and smack the smallest guy in our band. In our band. So I walk up to him, and he looks at me, he's like, what? I'm like, fuck around and find out, bro. You better
That's it.
I said, you better run or you're gonna be in the hospital. And that guy beat cheeks. Is like, because I meant it. Like I was like, and then I went over and took care of that kid, and I'm like, it was so bad. But the funniest one was, so there's a bunch of us. I went to University of Minnesota, played ball, ran track, and so there's a bunch of us out, and we're having drinks down the town. And so it's like some of the old linemen and some of the, football players, and for some reason, some of the wrestlers came out with us that night. And the wrestlers keep to themselves; they don't ever go out with anybody else. But they're like, "Hey, it's only a good time. We're coming." So they came out with us, and so we're out in the town. And do you remember Zima?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Here it comes. So one of the old linemen said, "Hey, I think I'm going to try one of those new Zima things." The words barely came out of his mouth, and one of the other old linemen went, boom, and just knocked him out right off his chair. And when he came, and we're all like shocked, but like dying laughing. We're all like, did he just do that? It's like we're starting to laugh. And when he kind of came to, he's leaning over him with a Coors Light, and he says, "If you ever do that again, so help me God, I'll kill you." And everyone's like, "Oh, did that just happen?"
He's like,
oh,
you're not drinking that shit around me, buddy. That's not happening.
You will not let anybody say the O-line is drinking that stuff.
Oh.
Anyway, so that was a couple of FAO. I got a million FAO. I got a million FAFO moments in my life. A million of those. But, dude, I just sat there going, I think you just killed him.
I swear. Yeah. What the hell? That's great, though.
Dude. I'm about to do something else. So we're doing this show. Have you ever heard of Country Thunder? The big music festival, Country Thunder.
Yes,
it's in 4 or 5 states. So we're playing Country Thunder, and it happens to be in Milwaukee. So I call my brother-in-law to shoot the video for it, right? So he's a videographer in Milwaukee, and so he comes over to shoot it, and he says, "Hey," before the show, he goes, "Hey, there's this kid from Ireland that's a huge fan of yours." So I had a couple number 1s and number 3s, number 5s in the Europe. So he says, this kid came all the way here on vacation to see you play, and he brought a couple of friends. Can you just talk to the kid? I'm like, yeah, sure, let it. So I have security let him backstage, and so so I talked to him for a little bit, and and then it's time to prepare for the show, and so the guys just let him hang out backstage, and they kind of hung out with him, and then the show's over, and he's still backstage. He's still hanging out and partying with my guys once it's all done. And so now the security bus pulls up to take us back to our bus, right? So, and we can't miss it. They're on a tight schedule, and so he's just sitting there talking at like 1 foot in the bus and 1 foot out of the bus, not wanting to leave the party, basically. Yeah. So I just said, "Listen, man, we got to go." And I just threw him in the bus with us. So I'm like, I looked at my guy. I'm like, "Is this our first kidnapping?"
He didn't mind.
I'm like, yeah. So the kid ends up like partying with us for the next couple hours, and then security brought him back to his campsite. It was hilarious.
He went back home with the best story.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like we took a ton of pictures with him and videos. It was fun, and just a great kid, just a super great kid. And we and that was one of the shows where we didn't have a show after. Right. So we could spend a little time, because after this, we were going home, back in the bus, back to Nashville. So we could hang out with them. We were planning on leaving the next morning anyway. And so, it was really, really funny, because I don't drink when I'm on the road. So until all the shows are done. So I've got a naturally raspy tone, and if I'm drinking whiskey and stuff like that, it takes me out of my sweet spot. It dries my throat out. So I don't drink at all when we're on the road until the very last show, and then I'll have some with the boys on the way back or whatever. But it's always a good time. It's always hilarious. So
well, and that's so cool though, because I've been a pro wrestler for about 30 years now almost, and you meet a lot of people, right? You meet tons of people, and you have some people become fans. You wonder why, but they do. They like you for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, yeah.
But they pay their money to come see you. And even as a bad guy, I don't find myself telling people no. Like if you're paying the time to meet me, I want to spend that time with you to say, look, let's hang out. I don't mind giving you some time. How important is it to you to connect with your fans? So,
it's so important. So first off, and you know this too, that we have a rule in our band. Our staunch rule is nobody gets to phone in a show.
That's right.
No one.
100%.
These people are waiting all week, all month, all year to come watch us play, or maybe just be at the festival and we happen to be playing. But it's an opportunity for them to just check out in life, to laugh and dance and sing and just have a good time and think about nothing else. They don't have to think about work. They don't have to think about the report they've got to get done the next week. They get to just check out, and it's our job to give them the best possible show, to rock it out. I'm a mover on stage. I'm left, I'm right, I'm all over the place. I'm doing whatever I can to get as close to the audience as I can during my shows. Like, I think we just had a post recently where you see me, the big woofers in the front.
Yeah.
The big speakers. I literally leapt from the stage to the speakers so that I could reach far enough to the security fence where I could touch some people and connect with them. And I think it's just the most important thing that you just make people smile, and every once in a while we'll meet somebody in like in a meet and greet line, though, but almost always they're like, hey, they know, everybody knows we love a good dive bar. I mean, the best burgers, the best pizza, they pour a good strong drink and it doesn't break you. And it's always the best people, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so we meet these people in the meet and greet lines and they're like, hey, we're going to be at this bar, afterwards, if you guys want to swing by, and so it's hilarious because if we don't have another show the next day, if we're just heading back, we'll just pull up in the bus and go party with them for a couple hours and then hop in the bus and leave, and just have fun and meet them. And, we don't even call our fans, we call them friends. Like, I have not met one person on the road that I didn't think was super cool. Like, everybody's got something about them that's super special.
Yeah.
Like, super special. And you just love hanging out with people and laughing, just like having a good laugh and talking about this, talking about that. And we never talk about me. We never talk about the music. We talk about their lives. Like, so what do you guys do around here for fun? Or, what do you do? And then that's what we talk about. And it's super fun, man. You connect with them in that moment. And I love hearing people's stories. And I don't give a shit if you're a farmer, mechanic, flip burgers at McDonald's, you're a doctor, you're whatever. Don't care. What I care about is what you're made of. You know what I mean? Like, are you a good person? And 90% of country folks are pretty good people. Yeah, there's some messed up country folks. We all know it.
Sure, but that's anybody.
Yeah, that's anybody. It's like, it's just like in any group of people.
Yeah,
you're gonna have your outliers. But in general, people that hunt and fish and people that are farmers and whatnot, they're generally pretty good people.
Which is always fun when you meet somebody who doesn't understand that, like a city person or somebody who's heard the stories or what they're told to hear about country folks and people who live in these rural towns. Right. Like, you're gonna go out there. I'm just going to warn you, they might kidnap you, throw you in the back of a pick 'em up truck, take you to an outhouse, and tell them what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
They do things with these hogs out there. Y'all got to be careful of. And then they meet you and they're like, this is nothing like, this is nothing like they said. Like, this is the best time ever.
Well, isn't that like, all these people that came here for the World Cup, right?
Yes.
I heard report after report after report after report of people saying, man, this sucks. Because all of our lives, our government has been telling us that you guys are awful. And he's like, your government may be what it is, but the people here are amazing.
Truly.
Like, they have welcomed us into their homes. They have, it's like, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, right? Growing up in Green Bay, I've had several buddies that play for the Packers, and I've got season tickets. My wife and I have season tickets to the Packers, and year after year, it's voted the number one place to go as an opposing fan. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday, and it's the favorite place for all the professional teams to play. They love the atmosphere at Lambeau, and it's like, if you're an opposing fan at Lambeau, because Green Bay is a working class town and a farm town. It really is. I mean, it's a lot bigger than people think, and there's way more to do there than people think. But they're still at its core just a blue collar town, and you walk up and they're like, "Hey, man, want a beer? Hey, I have a brat." Like, they're so welcoming to every opposing fan that comes through, that people love coming to games at Lambeau. It's iconic.
Well, I'm sadly a Dallas Cowboy fan from way back, born and raised in Dallas.
Oh, cake eater, son of a bitch.
But let me tell you about this. So you've got two types of Cowboy fans. You've got the real football fans and the ones who truly know the heritage. Then you got these dipshits out here who just every year, we're going to Super Bowl. We got robbed. It's a pie out. I hate those guys.
Yeah.
And we get Cowboys fans are the only fans I know that get in arguments with each other, because you got two different fan bases within the whole.
Yeah, and, that's interesting.
It is. Yeah. And we have some of my friends went up there to Green Bay. They're like, dude, this is the best place for football. This is like the best place. Like, everywhere with our jerseys on it, everybody was so chill and so cool.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's great, man. It's like and it's funny, there won't be a car on the road during a Packer game.
That's
not
wild.
One. It is literally, they've done Zoom shots, or like drone shots and all that. There's not one car driving on the streets during a Packer game. And that's back in the 30 years when we were losing every season.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they're faithful fans, like, to the core. It's great. It's really fun.
And that's important. I love the faithful fans. I hate bandwagon jumpers. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But
I know I'm going to catch some hell for this, because I got a lot of fans in Minnesota, but you've never seen bigger fair weather fans in Minnesota. If they're winning, the place is packed. And if they're not winning, there was 3 seasons where almost all their games were blacked out because they didn't sell enough tickets. So Best Buy started buying up all the tickets so that it could be on the air.
That's so sad.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah. But now they built the new stadium. You know, people are coming for the fun. So it's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. I mean, like, when they're losing, their fans bail out. But I tell you, getting Kyler Murray out there is going to change a few things.
I think it will. I mean, but like, I've got Jordan Love, and boy, talking about a kid who really he didn't let the situation get too big following Aaron Rodgers out there, which I thought was great. I love his mindset, by the way.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I look forward to see what Green Bay does. And Green Bay is just one of those things where the atmosphere and the tradition is everything. And I love that.
Oh, it is everything. It's absolutely, it's just, tradition means everything. And the players on the Packers, when was the last time I heard of one of them getting into trouble?
Exactly.
They don't get into trouble in Green Bay. It doesn't happen, because if it does happen, you're gone.
Yeah, hell, they write movies and books and porn about my team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how bad we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Jerry Jones isn't setting the best example over there. Yeah. But no, it's funny. Like, he is wickedly talented. Do you realize, as far as we made it in the playoffs last year, right? We made it to the playoffs. We made it without, we have 3 star receivers, 3 of them. We only had 1 on the field at any time during last year, because the other 2 would be hurt.
Yeah.
1. And he still managed to parlay a decent season. And, of course, we lost Parsons, which sucked, and we'll get him back right in time. We'll get him back mid-season this year, and ready for the playoffs. He's just got a great attitude.
If Micah can stay healthy, you've got a beast there. That was his big problem here, is just he just couldn't stay healthy here. But he is a monster.
Oh, he's just absolutely a one-man wrecking crew. You know what I mean?
He is.
And so,
just a good dude.
And he's a good dude, right? And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. So it'll be fun to see if we can get get through the end of the season with him and help us, do some things. Because when he was playing, we were 6-0.
Yeah. He's scary, man.
He's terrified. Like old linemen look at him and they just go, suck. We got to play Parsons this week. So, yeah.
Yep.
So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. But, yeah.
It's coming. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's cool. I love that I finally got to talk football on this damn podcast.
Oh, we can talk football all day long, bro.
Oh, man.
I will tell you, though, the first year you guys got the new stadium, Jerry World, the first year I went there for a game with my cousin. He had great seats. And I'm like, bro, I got a pulled pork sandwich with 5 potato chips on it and a pop. And it cost me like $40. I'm like, go fuck yourself, Jerry.
Yeah, no. He's like, I got to pay for the stadium, man. I got to pay for the stadium.
I'm not going to pay for your damn stadium.
There's no telling how much money they make off of that shit.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Their F&B must be through the roof. Their food and beverage must be through the roof. Yeah.
Talking about 100,000 people in there.
Oh yeah,
just buying stuff all day. I mean, good God.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
And here's a stat for you. And we'll move on because I know you're busy and I hate taking all your time with this. But here's the thing about here's the thing about Jerry, or here's the thing about Dallas in general. We are one of the top 5 most winningest teams during the regular season over the past 5 years, and can't win a damn playoff game for shit.
Dude, you guys choke
like
mad kicks. Well, it's a combination of choking and injuries. You know what I mean? Like you guys always seem to end up losing a couple key players at the wrong time, and and I don't know how I feel about Dak. Not sure.
And I love Dak. Dak's a good dude, but
like he's a great human, but I'm inconsistent. But I'm like, if he had the right people around him, could he be consistent? Like, could he be, so CeeDee Lamb, I love that kid, man. He's great. Okay. My daughter wanted to go to a big school that wasn't too big, that had great sports. My daughter loves sports. She's every dad's dream. I was telling her that the other day. I'm like, because I can talk any sport with her. It's great. Football, whatever. So, anyway, so she went there while Kyler got, with 3 Heisman Trophy winners, Baker, Kyler, Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
And CeeDee Lamb was there.
Yeah.
And she knew CeeDee, her good friend was friends with CeeDee. And so she knew CeeDee. And so the guy's just a wicked generational talent. But what I feel like's happening is he's kind of like when you look at him. Now he had a couple years where he had some fumbleitis, like he couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yep.
They were throwing him softballs and he was missing them, but then he got himself straight again. You know what I mean? But I feel like remember the kid Kevin Garnett in basketball?
Yep.
So the Timberwolves never built a team around him, right?
Yeah.
They never built a team around him, and then I kind of feel like that's happening to him. Like they need other secondary, third receivers that are really good. They need a really solid running back that could take some pressure off, which allows him to get open better, and you know what I mean. But right now, all the attention's on him. Like everybody's on his ass. You know what I mean?
Having George Pickens is going to be good.
That's going to be really good.
George is a beast.
Yeah.
And this kid that played in that preseason game with Seattle, Camden Brown, is going to be a monster. He's a rookie, undrafted.
I missed the game. Was he good?
Caught 2 unbelievable touchdown passes. One of them was one. Oh my God, dude! He's so. I'm like, thank God. Where did this kid come from?
See, dude, isn't that? Do you realize the best Packer players we've ever had were second, third, undrafted players? Like sometimes these people with intense talent just get missed.
It's true.
They just get missed, or for whatever reason. But that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it because he needs more weapons to throw to.
He
know
does.
What I mean?
Yeah.
And then CeeDee's there for those, those up and atoms. We got to get up after the ball. So
which is important. You got to have it.
He's a lot like, oh God damn it, what's his name? Played for the Vikings. Played for Randy Moss.
Moss. Oh yeah.
He's a lot like Randy Moss in ways. He's a lot like Randy Moss in his ability to catch the ball and get up over the top of people and get balls. So
yeah, he's very good at locating wherever that ball's at.
We might be talking like friends now, but if we go up against each other, we got to hate each other, right?
Look, I'm going to hate you for a day.
We're going to be texting each other like, all right, dipshit.
Yeah, here it is.
Your team's going down. You get ready to get punched in the face,
And I'm going to be like, not my first time being punched in the face.
Yeah, I make a living from this, he says.
Dude, my daughter gave me the worst news yesterday.
What?
I had lunch with her, and I don't get to see her that often because they live a little distance away, but I got to see my granddaughter. Was having a good time.
Oh, nice.
And my daughter is a sports fan too, which I'm so blessed, right?
Yeah,
so we're talking. Yeah. She's like, Dad, I have to say something. I'm like, all right. She said, I've converted. I'm like, do not say those words out loud. My son-in-law is a New York Giants fan.
Oh, no.
I'm like, Kate, I'm like, darling, Daddy loves you. That's a step too far.
Don't you give Daddy a heart attack?
No. I'm like, Miles. He's like, we just followed the Ole Miss players. I said, I know, because there is no reason for a single soul in Mississippi to be a New York Giants fan. And it all starts with Eli Manning. It's his damn fault.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on Eli Manning. I think he's a funny dude now, and he's great now.
Yeah.
But man, that shit he pulled at the draft, like I was beside myself, pissed off. I'm like, bro, if you're the number one draft and you're a quarterback, you're going to the Cleveland Browns. That's just how it goes. I mean, it was
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
You're just going to the worst team. That's how it goes. And then Archie got involved. That whole thing really pissed me off. But
it was kind of sad.
And then of course you beat us to get into the Super Bowl, the Packers. And so that was like, yeah, dude. It's like sack up, bro. He just looked like the biggest. You know what?
It looked
ever.
It looked just like a big bitch. I don't
know
how else to say it.
Bitch. That's a better word.
I mean, how do you say it?
I was gonna say a different word with a P letter.
Well, I agree with you too.
yeah. But I'm just like, now that he's out, he matured. He did play great football, and he's funny as heck. He and his brother.
Eli really is hilarious. Him and Peyton together just cracked me up.
Oh, they're hilarious. So I forgive him, but man, I held a grudge for a long time.
I did too. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah,
I did too.
Yeah, for like 10 years, I'm like, fuck that guy. I'm like, it's just, excuse my language again, but.
And it's not even with your team, but because it's because everybody else does it the right way. You get drafted, you may not like it, but go play your game and become who you are wherever you're drafted at.
Yeah, well, look at Baker. Man. Like he did his time. He did, whatever. And now he's in a spot where he's in the right team, the right program. And he's exactly what everybody expected. There's nobody that wants to win more in this league than Baker Mayfield.
I agree.
Nobody. He is down and dirty. Everything I've got all the time. He played injured all of last year, and he didn't have one injury. He had like 5 or 6 injuries that would have taken any player out with just one of those injuries. And he played through all that stuff. And he's a beast. I love that guy. My daughter loves him too. I mean, she's got like all of his jerseys from all the teams, and she's a huge Baker fan. And
I love Baker. He's scrappy. That dude just doesn't quit. He don't throw the perfect ball. He doesn't have the strongest arm. But that dude, there's no quit in him. And I'll take 100. Yeah. I'll take a Baker Mayfield any day playing for me.
Yeah. And his prep is second to none. Like I heard that about him when he was at OU. That when it came to prep, man, he prepped. And he's tough as nails, man. He just throws his body into it, and he's like, whatever it takes, I'm going to show my team that I'm willing to sacrifice my body so we can win.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I hate it when my Longhorns play them. It killed me every time, but I'm like, he's still so good. He's
bro, no. I got to do this.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I did it.
I don't see it. I can't see that. I can't see it. I went blind for a minute. I don't see it. My big cloudy buddy.
Oh, dude, that's great. That is funny as heck. But yeah, man, it is fun being on. It's great being on the podcast with somebody real. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that. I ain't got time you ain't got time to front. I don't see how people do it. That's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting not being who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, I just don't do it. I won't do it. I've never done it,
And that's
and so
perfect.
it's like, and that's also country though too.
It is.
Country artists tend to just be who they are. You know what I mean? And there's some that, of course, they put on the show, but to the most part, we are just who we are, and we sing about things that are relatable. You know what I mean? Like when I write about shared joy, shared pain, shared stupidity, because as you've learned, I'm kind of an idiot. And we write,
Yeah.
those are the things that we write about. We write about things that are uplifting and that are great. You know what I mean? And sometimes the hard truth comes out, and every once in a while you get a song. Have you ever heard the song? So this isn't my life, right? The way
Mhm.
that's not why I like this song. So I just want to be clear about
Gotcha.
that. Very clear about that. But Ashley McBryde wrote a song about 3-4 years ago that is the most honest song it hurts to listen to the song. It's called One Night Standard.
Yeah, it's tough.
Have you heard that
Oh
song?
God, yes.
It literally hurts to listen to that song because you can hear so much pain in that life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But dang it, bro, if that wasn't a great song. I mean, come on. I mean, 9 times out of 10 songs are more about things that are more uplifting in country music. But that song was just like a gut punch. Like,
Yeah, it rips your heart out.
It rips your heart out. Yeah, it's just, So it's like, yeah. And she's great, man. She's brilliant. She's really, really great. But yeah, there's a lot of really, really great people out there right now doing music, and it's fun.
Well, and I think that's great as a songwriter too. I mean, I'm an author, so I love writers anyway, and songwriting is cool. So do you, I mean, and as we get older, you got more and more experience to draw from. Do you find yourself really leaning into that?
Oh yeah. I've literally have probably 200 song starts in my phones. Like songs that came into my head that I just like start speaking a line, an idea. Here's the idea behind the song. Here's a line that just popped into my head, and then, then every once in a while I'll grab one and just throw up the song. Like sometimes you really got to work through. Other times, just, it just comes out of you. And then, you know what I mean? And then you got to fine tune it, then you got to dial it in. And there's other times when you've got song ideas, like with my writing partner that I write a lot with, and we'll sit down and just like, here's this idea I had, and we'll just hack it out. And sometimes when you're writing a song about a particular subject, but the song just goes in a different direction. So you got to follow it where it goes because it's so good. You got to follow it there. Right. And then you go, okay, I'll come back and write that song later. This song is, is better. And it's just like as an author, right? So you write a song, you write the first verse, and it's really, really good. You think it's great. And then you write the second verse, and it's so much better than the first verse that you have to go back and rewrite the first verse because it doesn't hold up. It's not strong enough to support the song or to communicate the feeling or the emotion that you're trying to share. And so that's common. I'm sure with your book you did a bunch of rewrites and So
yeah. I feel you on that.
So you get it,
and it's tough. I mean, but it's also pretty rewarding when you get one done. You're like, this is how I wanted it to be. This is the emotion I wanted. It's the feeling I wanted, because I think again, going back to Trucker Hat, I love that because it's not that it's an overly complicated song. It doesn't have to be, right? But it does conjure that image. And when I'm watching the video, I'm like, this is exactly what I would expect this to be. Like, it's fun, it's engaging. When you're out there in the video and you're singing around, you see all of the trucks and stuff going around, which is a great shot, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I just thought, but all of that feels right.
Yeah, it's just because it's like it could actually happen.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like because this kind of stuff does happen. And it's like so it's yeah, man. I love that song. I absolutely love that song. It's super fun, and you're right. It's not overly complicated, but it's one of those ones you can just crank up in your truck and roll.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And just like, she got a Chevy Silverado, bling bling in the chrome. It's like,
I was like, my brother-in-law's gonna dig the hell out of this bitch right here. I can't wait, because when we get done today, I'll probably say, look, I'm gonna introduce you to somebody. You gotta go check his shit out. And he'll be like, dude, that's awesome.
Is he country? Is he a country guy? Listens to a lot of country?
Oh my God, he is so country. I have never met
so he'll probably know a bunch of my stuff because I've got a couple top 10s, a bunch of top 20s.
He probably will.
He'll probably know Trucker Hat and it's like, oh yeah, but yeah, it was a fun song. I love that song. I like uplifting, positive songs. That's my thing. I love to. I don't know. I just love to have fun. I love to be happy. And I love up tempo. Sometimes my stuff is like around 80 or 90 BPM, but a lot of times it's like 95, 100.
Yeah.
Where it's like blah blah blah.
Well,
like
I gotta
that
tell
song you heard.
And yeah, which is so good. I mean, the beat, like I said earlier, is really good in that song. But here's the thing. I just don't listen to a lot of mainstream country. I don't, because it's all like we kind of talked about earlier. It's all the same. I've got a little internet radio station, and we do a lot of indie artists is what I put on there, because I don't do anybody mainstream, because I like songs that kind of speak to me, like when I'm listening to them. Like we used to have a Red Dirt show. All we did was play Red Dirt music, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's so good because you know that's experience.
It's experience. So okay, my next few songs I'm about to release, you go ahead and throw them on that indie station. Because I am an independent now. I am an independent.
Okay.
But you'll because I left the label and I'm independent. You're gonna find that the majority of the major artists are leaving labels.
I was going to ask you about this.
There's a handful of them that are staying there. The label screwed us all over. That they sold all of our streaming away. So they get paid, but none of us get paid, right? So Apple and Spotify, everybody gets it for free, but we don't get anything anymore. And that was kind of the beginning of the end. And then you saw, all these major artists leaving labels. The only ones, that are really sticking around are the ones that get like these insane deals, right? And that's far and few between, and even country music radio, right? So if I were to release a song, my last few songs are in top 10. If I were to release a song today, the highest my song could make it on the chart, no matter how good it is. And I never had a song go backwards. I went top 40, top 30, top 30, top 20, top 20, top 20, top 20, top 10, top 10. I've never had one go backwards. The highest I could get is top 40 on today's country music radio, because the radios are 100% paid for by the labels, right? So the only thing keeping these radio stations alive are the labels. And the labels want only their people played, and maybe they'll allow them to play one indie act or something, with any kind of whatever. And so, not a lot of people talk about it because they don't want to piss off, big radio or labels. Of course. And I just don't care. I mean, it's and there's a lot of us that don't care anymore, because people are going to find our music and they're going to listen to it no matter what. Because we've already established ourselves, and we're like, you know what? You want to take all my money, and you want to, you're going to decide what my fan base, my friends get to listen to? No, thank you. You know what I mean? And so, and so that's it. Like during COVID, we put out all happy, feel good songs, right? Because that's what people want. We put out, Vibin' and Let It Flow. We put out Trucker Hat. We put out Chill, fun party songs and all. But there's other stuff that needs to come out now. You know what I mean? And so I made the decision to go on my own, and like a lot of others, and honestly, it's probably the best decision most of us have made. It's great.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, dude, because it is. I mean, the more I talk to people, and the more that you hear about these artists going solo and getting away from these indie things, because you're right. Mm-hmm. Unless you're one of the guys that they want to slap a rocket to and say, "Here, you're our star, and we're going to put all your stuff on the radio," you can get buried and become a slave to the industry.
Oh, so fast. Like, you don't even know how fast. And and there was a time when they don't want to put any money into developing any artists anymore. That development's long gone, right?
Yeah.
But not to go to a negative town, but you have to have some kind of a presence. You've got to establish a big fan base and all that for them to even look at you, and then they'll gobble you up. And so that's why for a while there, all you saw were TikTok sensations, internet sensations getting out there and crushing it, right? That's who the labels were grabbing. They were grabbing these people from TikTok and Instagram that had these huge followings that are doing music and all that. And now you look 3 years down the road, who's left? They just shoot
Exactly.
them up and spit them out. It's like, who's left? And it's like, so it's just, like people go, okay, well, Jelly Roll, even Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's like, when's the last time we heard his name? Since that tape came out.
That's right.
Right. And because, talking about young girls and all that shit, and I may have that wrong, but the tape was pretty bad. And so I've heard. That's what
Yeah, allegedly.
but allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
So yeah. So, and all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we posted something saying, hey, I'm going to take a couple years off. You know what I mean? And, so it's just like, they burn people out and they just let them die, and so.
Yeah, they don't care about them at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, and
it's
I'm not
soulless.
about it. Well, and it's not country. That's not country.
No.
Country
No.
people care about each other.
Yes.
And there's, and I don't know many label execs out there and I'm done slamming on labels. Let's just talk about great writers. Let's talk about that.
We could definitely do that, but I am happy that you guys are out here.
I'm not looking to, talk shit about the labels. It is what it is, and yeah.
But there is such a way to make music now, though, without having to go through all of that. Is where I was really getting to, because
Absolutely.
Now with social media the way it is, and I look at Tom McDonald as a great example of this. This is somebody who had no business being as popular and famous as he did, but he did it on his own.
Yeah, absolutely. He's out there grinding it, and
yeah.
That's the number one thing that people ask me, and I'll tell you right now, the only reason I had the success I had is because of the Lord, period. And that's a whole nother conversation. That's a big conversation. And the whole reason I got into country music is because I was getting promptings from the Lord. And he kept sending me these promptings, and I'm like, because I've got a strong musical background, I'm like, Lord, if you want me to do this, you got to break out a 2x4. And he did. And 6 months from the day I said yes, I had my first top 40 single. I had nobody promoting it to radio. And the story leading up to that is even more incredible. Like within a month, I was sitting in the studio of one of the biggest country music and R&B producers studios, who gets like 85 grand a song, who agreed to record my whole first album with me. And because he felt like the Lord was telling him to do that.
Oh, wow.
And so fast forward now, 6 months from the day I said yes to the Lord, I had my first top 40 single. One station picked it up in Long Island. It goes out through CDX and Play MPE, right? That's who gets our music out to everybody. And if you don't have somebody pushing for you saying, hey, you got to check out this single, it's incredible, blah, blah, blah. So using the relationships to get you on radio and all that. So he picks it up. A syndicated radio show host assistant hears it on the way to see her grandmother in Long Island, calls her boss, said, have you heard this song? He goes, no, I haven't heard it. It's my song Tangled Up. And he goes, no, I haven't heard it. Send it to me. So she sends it to him. He puts it on his 60 affiliate radio stations, and it makes its way across the country. 6 months from the day I said, yes, I had my first top country single.
That is
top
so
40
wild.
single. And that never happens in this industry. I got dumped dead center into the heart of the country music industry, and that never happens. And with the best musicians, the best everything, that never happens. People will work 15 years before they have a chance or get recognized or whatever. And I'm so grateful for that. But it's not because of my talent. It's not because of me. It's because the Lord allowed those things to happen. And he had a purpose and that he wanted to use me for. And so that's how I ended up there.
That's such a blessing too. And I think that's one of those things too, where people, I talked to a man the other day, and I'm not trying to get up on a tangent, but it's important here.
No. Yeah.
I interviewed him, and his whole thing was, does God still speak to us today? Right. And people always expect the voice to come in. I had to talk to a figure when really that is all around us. It's picking up on those hints and those cues that it's right here. Like, oh, I see what you're saying, God. I understand.
Yeah.
I know what's happening.
If your heart is open to it, the Holy Spirit's going to talk to you.
Yes.
If your heart is open to it, the Holy Spirit will talk to you. And sometimes you look back and go, oh, I get it. That's why this happened this way. That's why, whatever. And sometimes our prayers, they're just not good for us.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's very true.
The Lord just doesn't want to bless them. But Ella Langley just came out. By the way, her new album, Dandelion, is a no skip album. It is.
I'm glad you said that because I love Ella. I gotta say, I love her stuff.
Bro, that album, but her song, what's the name of it? Why am I drawing a blank? It was just in my head. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where is it? Her song, I'll tell you in a second. Speaking Terms. Holy crap. Have you heard that song?
No, I have not.
Okay. Now, as believers, we know that the Lord hears all of our prayers. He hears all of them, right?
Yeah.
She talks about when she was a kid, it was so easy to hear and feel the Lord when she was a kid, when she would pray to him. And she knew that he was just as close as her next prayer. And then life gets involved. You know what I mean? She doesn't speak to the Lord as much. And now she's pretty much just coming to him with her problems and this and that and all that. And she talks about how, if the answers to my prayers are in the silence, I'll be patient. I'm just waiting, and then she talks about, I just want to make sure that we're still on speaking terms. Right? Like, she could hear him when she was younger, but she can't hear him anymore. And you know what I mean? Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I got goosebumps right now. I got goosebumps just talking about it. But I almost dude, I never cry. I don't cry. I'm just one of those guys. Something pretty amazing has to happen to make me cry. But that song damn near brought me to tears because I know that there's so many people that feel that way. And I'm like, son of a bitch. If you listen to this new song, Dandelion, and all the different topics she talks about, bro, you will listen to it. I listen to the whole album at least once a day. I've been doing that for 2 months, I bet. It is the production is amazing. Her voice is amazing. The topics she writes about are amazing. The writing's amazing. And it's super real. It's real to who she is. It's a little bit of old bluegrass, and it's a little bit of straight up country western, and it's a little bit of, she's right in her sweet spot, and it's freaking great. And I love it when stuff like that happens. People ask me what my favorite part about Nashville is, and I always say it's like when you're around a great musician, and they lay out that super sweet guitar riff or chord progression or something, or you're around a drummer and he's just going so hard, but he has the softest fills, while he's going and it just punches you right in the soul. That's my favorite part of Nashville. That's the part that is absolutely the best,
that is so cool. I have a reaction channel that I did when I decided I was going to do this whole YouTube thing, which is a whole other thing. I've got into where I react to all this music and I developed a fan base because we have a pretty good following. And it's you need to listen to this person or that person. And there will be music comes on there from these indie artists I've never heard of. Right. And I'm hearing these songs. I'm like, oh my God, they got Dusty in my studio. What the where did that come from?
Where'd that come from? Yeah. Where'd the dust in my boots just come from?
I swear. It's amazing.
Well, she's even got a song about that. Anyway, but it's, it is. It's like when other people inspire you, it's really great and it's really fun. And dude, I've got these pods I got right here. I've got them in my ears all day long, listening to music while I'm working and being inspired by other great artists. And, but right now, and I don't like Ella because she's cute, and I don't like Ella because she's pretty, and I don't like, when I fell in love with Ella, a buddy of mine sent me an interview. She was on with,
was it Theo Vaughn?
Yeah. And she talks about how she went out hunting with her dad.
Yeah.
They got nothing, but she got a thorn stuck in her nose, which is extraordinarily painful. And they couldn't get it out until she got home. So she's just sitting there in pain for these hours while they're hunting and driving home. And, but she still has fond memories of it. She's just the real deal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
She's a real human, man. She's so sweet.
She's incredibly sweet, very genuine. She's not putting on airs.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. and it's great. It's great. Yeah.
But I
So
like those
it's
kind of
like,
people like you. I mean,
yeah.
we've been on here an hour and 10 minutes so far,
Oh
but
wow.
I get the same vibe from you though, right? I mean, because usually you can tell pretty quick if someone's being just
Yeah.
put on or if they're just being
Yeah.
who they are.
Yeah.
And we kind of mentioned
Yeah.
that earlier. And this is why I
Yeah.
love guys like you and people like her. And when you talk about just people in general, how does so when your family sees you out here
Hmm.
performing and they know you at home, they're like, yeah, that tracks. That's just who he is. Or
Oh
as they say,
yeah.
he's different. How is that? How is that
No.
jive? They're like,
No.
that's my guy. That's him.
My wife especially, like, she's like, when we do up tempo songs, she's like, that's Dave. Right.
Awesome.
That's your sweet spot. When I play her new song that we create and I play it for her, she says, yes, that's right in your sweet spot. That's. And we don't talk about my music much in the family, right? Like, my family's only been to a handful of my shows all throughout the years. Do you know what I mean? Because at home I'm just a husband and I'm a dad.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And they support me. They love me. They're excited about it. But it gets a little annoying sometimes. We'll pop in somewhere, and people want to take a picture of this or that, and sometimes it gets a little annoying for them. And it was funny because there was a period. So I normally have long hair. I just cut it all off recently, so it's normally down to like right here.
Yeah.
And I used to get confused with Bradley Cooper a lot. Right.
That's not a
So a
bad
lot.
gig.
Yeah, it's not a bad gig. So my daughter, she's like, yeah, sure you do, Dad. So we're at an OU game, and this couple comes up to me, and she's like, excuse me, I'm sorry, we don't mean to bother you, but are you Bradley Cooper? I'm like, no, I'm not. My daughter was right there. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. See, I told you, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And it was hilarious. And yeah, and she's like, I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
You are
But
correct, dear.
but let me, yeah, it's 100%, yeah. But my wife and my kids are my absolute entire world. There's really, I keep my circle very small,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to get there, but I don't have anybody in my world right now that I don't want there. Not one soul
Oh, that's so
is
important. Oh my
and
God.
yeah, and it's hard to get there. It really is hard to get there, and there's some hardships involved in that. But every day I get to come home. Like, my daughter is visiting right now for a couple of days, and my son lives 3 blocks away. And so when my daughter comes out to visit, we get to have the whole family together, and it is absolutely the best. It is never better than when we're all together, and it's awesome. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that too because it's like I've always said the best thing that ever happened to me was becoming a dad, right? Like
Oh,
my
100%.
my kids are everything. When they're
Mhm.
around, I don't care who else you are. I ain't got time for you.
Yep.
And I ain't trying to
Yeah.
be rude, but I love my babies. That's just how it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, 100%. I had somebody, last night, same deal, where I had to be away, do some stuff for work for that thing I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
And then they were trying to blow me up after. And I said, listen, man, I said, my daughter's in town for a couple of days. I had to be gone for the last several hours. It was a busy day for me with work. I said, this is her, hers and my wife's time now.
Yep.
Just leave me the fuck alone. Excuse me, leave me the heck alone till
Nope.
tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Let's just, this is my family time right now. So
Yeah.
we gotta, and I've had to do that before. Like, sometimes when the business is really happening, you gotta take those late calls, you gotta do all that stuff. And sometimes it goes late. And there's other times where I'm like, okay, this isn't an emergency. So this can definitely wait till tomorrow, kind of thing. But it's just, you just have to prioritize. You just
Yeah.
gotta prioritize. So
You do because you don't get those moments back.
no, absolutely not. 100%. And I'm half Italian, half Irish. So there's, you want to see the bear mess with my family.
There you go.
That's
Absolutely.
not going to be a good day for you.
Well,
Hey, FAFO.
big time. That's what my people are like. You're like the nicest person ever, but you look so damn mean because you just walk around with this face. I'm like, first of all, it's just my face. Second of all, I ain't got time for a lot of stupidity.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I get that because 9% of the time when you see me, I've got a smile on my face. I just love to be happy. But evidently I've got a very intense resting bitch face. It's intimidating, I guess. I've heard. So I try to not show that face. I'm like aware of it when I'm sitting around. I'm just like, it's kind of funny. So you try to be careful that, you want to God put me out here for a reason. So when I'm out there, I just want to be happy and I want to be joyful so that people can see that in me. And then they'll go to my interviews, and they'll go, you know what? My life really sucks and I'm really unhappy. And Dave seems so happy and he seems so positive. What does he have that I don't have? And then they'd be like, okay, he's got the Lord. He's always talking about, at the end of every show, I sign off every show. God bless all y'all. I'll be praying for you until I see you next time. And I do. I pray for all my fans out there every Friday.
That's awesome.
Every Friday, it's like I pray for my kids. We pray for our kids' future spouses, that they'll be good people. They're doing good things right now, that they'll treat our children well. My son is married, met a wonderful girl. Our daughter will get married someday, and someday the Lord will bring a wonderful spouse to her. And it's just like, these are the things that are important, right? You know what I mean? And so if you're not shining, if you're not showing the joy that the Lord put in your heart, you can't attract other people to the Lord, right?
Yeah, and I 100% believe that too. That attracts mutually. I 100% believe that. Like, positive attracts positive, negative. You'll get that too if that's all you're putting out there.
Hey, I know you know this phrase, but what did Mom always say when we were young? Water rises to its own level.
Yes, it does.
If you're a good person, you're going to be surrounded by good people. If you're a bad person, you're going to get surrounded by bad people.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's important to keep your circle small too, though, because it's real easy to bring people in who say they're on your side, and then you realize sometimes almost too late that they never were. But I thought we were brothers. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that term so many times.
Yeah, that has happened to me more times than you can imagine. Everybody wants it. Happened to me on my TV show. I had to cut a guy off my TV show because he was not at all what he extended himself to be.
Yeah.
And so, and I just don't have time for it,
Yeah, so, and you shouldn't have to fight it. It should never be that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what's your favorite thing? Do you hunt? You hunt at all?
I used to. I remember the good old days 100 years ago. But ever since my brother-in-law moved back they moved to Louisiana, bought a farm down there. I'm like, dude.
Oh, nice.
Now I can't. Who am I going to go hunt with now?
Oh, that's the worst, right? Yeah, when you lose a hunting partner, that sucks. Yeah, I lost one of my best fishing buddies to muskies. He had the misfortune of catching like a 50-inch muskie his first time out.
Oh my God.
And that was it. Done forever. My favorite walleye bass fishing buddy, gone forever. All he was those giant buckets with those giant ass lures ever since. It's like he hasn't fished for anything. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna cast 5,000 times.
I love duck hunting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Duck hunting's so much fun. And I'm a deer hunter, of course, but I love duck hunting, man. I don't know what it is about it.
I love all hunting. But I like, it's the time in the outdoors. It's the hunt itself. There's so many things about it that's just great. You know what I mean? But but I'm first and foremost, I'm a whitetail hunter first and foremost.
Yeah.
And we get those big fatties up by us in the Midwest. Like, down in the South, like I had a hunting lease in Menard, Texas, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And with my cousins and stuff. And I had to spend the first couple of days getting used to the size of the deer because, like, the racks are huge. They had real nice racks. We built it up. We built it from 110 when we got there. We did quality deer management and got them up to like 190 plus, bucks on that ranch. And but I felt so guilty when I shot my first deer out there. My first buck, it was like a 155 whatever buck, and I looked at the body and it's like they come out of the uterus that big by us. I mean, it's like, I'm not even joking. It's like, it was field dressed. He was 130 pounds. And I'm
Which is weird. It's right? Like, it's a strange thing.
When I field dress a buck up in Minnesota, it's close to 200 pounds or Wisconsin. It's somewhere between 185 and over 200 pounds.
Yeah, and I don't know what's happened because it wasn't always that way.
I think the droughts. You guys had a series of bad droughts during that time. I think that's what was
there were
creating
some
the
bad
problem.
ones.
Yeah,
and they got those damn crazy ass deer they got down there now mixed in with them. I always forget the name of them. Axis deer.
Oh my God, and black deer. Yeah,
where my
they
dad
brought
hunts, he's got at least in South
bucks.
Texas. They are everywhere. Them Axis deer are everywhere.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of a cool deal. I actually went axis deer hunting in Molokai, Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, and that was a cool experience.
It's different.
It's way different. There are so many axis deer on that island, and you look out, and you're like, from different vantage points, you're almost always looking out at the ocean. It's crazy because it's on an island. You're hunting on an island. It almost felt, and it was beautiful. Oh my gosh, was it beautiful? But at a certain point, I'm like, it almost feels like hunting high fence.
No, true, right?
Because they're not going further than that. Way around. They're not going anywhere. I'm like, and then I started feeling kind of guilty, but I didn't because it's a big ass island, But but I'm like, okay, but you feel like those corporate assholes, right?
Oh yeah, right. I'm going hunting this weekend. Let me get my lounger.
Yeah, where'd you tie that deer off to for me? Okay, cut it loose. I'm in position.
What do I got to do now? Just point to that little thing on the bottom right with the circles. Pull that. It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable.
Send me my trophy.
I swear. Let me ask you this, because so are you living in Nashville? Is that where you actually live now? Or are you still up in Wisconsin? Where are you actually living at?
No, so I was born in Chicago, moved to Green Bay when I was real young. Grew up in Green Bay. Went to the University of Minnesota to play sports and go to college. Fell in love with it because the hunting and the fishing is so good there. Like we got deer and black bear, and we got all kinds of stuff. We got grouse, and fishing's insane. We got all kinds of pheasants and all kinds of stuff. Fell in love with it. We stayed there. And then when my career, was starting to take off, and then we got a place in Nashville. And I bounced back and forth between here and Nashville, and now I bounce back and forth between Las Vegas and Nashville. But Las Vegas is my actual home now.
Oh, okay.
And I bounce back there as much as I want. Surprisingly enough, you'll find that there's very few major country music artists that actually live in Nashville. Like they'll have a place there, but not too many of them live there. They live in their home states, and then they come in as needed, and that's kind of what I do.
Okay, well, cool. I did not know that. Yeah. I had no idea that's how that worked.
I mean, there's still a lot of them with homes there, but I'm just saying, majority of them, their main home is where they're from, or something like that, and then they bop back and forth. Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be pretty cool. So, that's right, because so you're out there where the Raiders are at now. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. I know. Interesting. Yeah. The Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, that come to Vegas, man. No. I love that Mendoza. Oh, that kid's
Fernando's tough, man.
He's a pistol, man. Like you hear him in press conferences, it's hilarious. He's like 100 miles a minute. He's like, I'm trying to track everything he's saying, but his mind is going.
He's going to be good for Vegas.
Oh, he's great for Vegas.
If they don't ruin him, he will be good for them.
Well, I think what they're going to do is they're going to start with. Oh, damn it. They're going to start with, I can't think of his name. I need to eat. See, this is what happens when I don't eat. I get hungry. I get hungry, stupid. Like the synapses stop firing. Yeah. Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to start with Kurt.
I forgot Kurt.
Yeah, until he gets kind of up to speed on the speed of play. But they're saying he's like, picked up on speed of play like really quick. So I think you're going to see him in the starting position fairly quickly. I think Kurt will probably start the first couple games, and then I think they're going to get him in there. So and see what he can do.
Yeah, I think Kurt sees the writing on the wall too.
Well, he knows exactly why he's there to be a backup. He knows
absolutely.
That. He knows that. He knows his role. He's cool with it. You want to talk about a good human being? That guy's a great human being.
I've always liked Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy. He's all about his wife and kids. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah, I find myself really, when you're young, you're really rooting for your team, and everybody else is the damn devil.
Yeah,
but as you get
100%,
older, you start rooting just for the good guys.
You root for the good guys,
dudes.
right? Yeah, like I root for Baker. I root like hell for Baker. And they're so funny, man. So he's done great things down in Tampa. And he's their franchise quarterback, but they haven't settled up with him.
No,
and he's like,
and
but he handles it well. He's like, you know what? I'm just playing football. I'm not going to worry about them, but they just made it harder on themselves because I'm going to have an insane season, and it's just going to get tougher as it goes for him.
Well, and that's fair,
and it is fair. It's absolutely fair. He's and he's like, I'm just going to go play some damn good football like I planned on every day when I wake up. So. Yeah, so it'll be I'd love to see him succeed and get a big fat contract or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, this has been an absolute blast. I know
I've
held you here for a long time, and I apologize.
Dude, it was super fun chatting with you. I loved it. It was great.
I did too. I enjoyed the hell out of this. How can everybody follow you? Follow your music? Where can they get your music? Tell them everything about it.
My music is everywhere. If you've got Amazon, Spotify, I've got my own Spotify channel, my own Pandora channel. I'm on Apple Music. I'm everywhere there. All my socials are at DMAC Band. So my nickname is DMAC. So it's DMAC Band, BAND. There's no A in my name, but we put that in there for the whatever. So it's DMAC Band. And that's it, man. That's how to find me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate people jumping on and following my journey, my life. And there's some really crazy stuff that's about to come up that's going to be only seen on my socials. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. That's going to be good.
Man.
And thanks for sharing that snippet of your song earlier that's coming out.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, because
I can't wait for that.
Literally, you're the first person in the country that's had a sneak peek of that song.
Dude, I appreciate it.
So like for people that listen to radio and streaming and all that, nobody's heard it. People have come to my shows, have heard it on stage, but nobody else has heard it nationwide. So if you haven't been to one of my shows, then, and we perform from 200 people to 50,000 people and everywhere in between. So there's a smattering of people that have heard the song, but it's not out in the ether as a single. So, yeah.
Well, that's badass to me because I became a fan today.
Thank you. Appreciate
I will be straight. I'll be straight honest with you. When I was doing this on this pod match site that I'm on, where I'm trying to blow this podcast up, I was like, I'm trying to find guests. Oh, he sounds interesting. I would love to talk to him. And then you schedule and you wait. And like I do a ton of these. And today I was like, I need to know more about Dave when we do this. And I'm sitting there and I start listening and I start looking. I'm like, oh, holy shit, we're about to start this interview. And I'm still watching your series where you're out with these. I mean, and because I kept watching the damn y'all shooting out of the helicopter with. I was this dude is a man after my own heart. I mean, this sounds like a bunch of fun. Even though my big ass would fall out of that helicopter, I'm like, that looks like a damn good time.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're strapped in, but I'm like, okay, then let's go. Yeah. What was I going to say? Shit, you said something. Anyway, yeah. So if you're watching the snippets on YouTube, those are only shorts of the actual longer episode. But we're gonna have the episodes. Actually, if you've got the recent EPK, the full episodes are on that EPK.
Oh, really?
So you can go in and watch all the episodes from that EPK. Yeah.
Oh, yep. That's what we're doing because I was fascinated by it. We had a show called Camo and Ammo. Me and my brother-in-law did for a while.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But it was only for a short while because our whole thing was we were going to go out hunting and do the whole thing. We got our one duck hunt out of the way before they had to move and insurance because they're in the insurance world. They have to go all over the place.
Oh, sure. Makes sense.
And we raise quail. So he has a quail farm. Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Oh, nice.
But I was like, and when I saw that, I was like, yep, I'm following this guy.
So tell me, do you sell the little quail eggs to all the fancy restaurants?
No, because we don't do. We're not doing the quail eggs. So what we're doing is
raising. You're doing the quails for hunting.
We're doing the quails for hunting because you can't find them.
Oh, okay.
So we raise these fat ass quail that can fly because a lot of the quail you get from some of these places don't get up.
They don't get off the ground.
No, and our quail go. They get up.
Yeah, because they clip them. so that they can't fly and they just sit there and lay eggs. But yeah. So yours go to like different like hunting reserves and places where they train dogs and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So when he moved to Louisiana, we've had to start over. So we're about to put our fly pins back up and start that whole process over again. But it is so much fun. And when I was watching your stuff, I'm like, you know what? This is the coolest thing right here. I said, if this works out one day, we start getting back on there, I'm going to have Dave and get with him about this show and stuff and maybe do something with these quail because that would be cool.
Oh, that'd be super fun. We actually just released some stuff on a pheasant hunt, that we did in South Dakota. And I mean, South Dakota is the pheasant capital of the world. And, and then we're in Chamberlain, which is like the Mecca. So it's just insane. Yeah, it's crazy. But listen, man, I appreciate you throwing my stuff out there. If you could throw my at DMac Band when you put this thing out there up on the screen.
Oh, I got you.
That'd be killer. I'd appreciate it. And because when I left the label, they stripped my followers like mad. Like it was
they
crazy.
Do that, so boy. Like, yes, they will do that.
It was vindictive. There's no doubt about it. And so, so now I'm rebuilding my whole fan base, and I appreciate it. That'd be great.
Well, look, do me a favor and just reach out to me with everything you want on here because I'm going to edit the hell out of this one. I'm not just going to just put it out. And I want to be sure I've got all your stuff on here. So so we can help try to build it as much as we can on this end of it. Because you got a supporter here now. I just love everything about you and what you do, brother. It's good.
I appreciate it, man. This is a great podcast. This is super fun.
Oh, I'm just glad you enjoyed it and weren't bored to death here because I could get a little crazy. So,
bro, I don't think you can out crazy me. So we're good.
I begin to say that's probably true. I'm not going to disagree with you.
I met a therapist one day. And I said, man, you don't want to get up in here. I said, you may never find your way back out. Not even with a compass.
That's right. So I'm going to do something I never do. And I'm going to end this show with you on the screen with me.
Yeah.
So guys, gals, you have been listening to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Facts, truth, no BS. You go follow Dave McElroy. Go follow his band and go get the music and let's support these indie artists, these guys out there who are really doing it and who are awesome human beings. Let's effing go. See you guys next time.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. And
all
there
right,
we
man,
go.
That was fun.
There we go. Thank you for doing this, man.
Four on the floor, have a tank of gas. Does he boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass? I ain't preaching from a pulpit, I'm talking from the scar. You can dress up a lie, but it won't get far. They call it toxic.